Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fighting Couch Potatoes. I'm Liquid Gold Steve, and I'm here with Gadolfi Crush.
Your version of the future sucks.
I made my future better.
You didn't make it like an Uchiha.
Then you're just in a dark room with one cell phone and a deity.
Over here being depressed over some shit you don't even believe in.
Well, if you don't know what we're talking about today we are talking about The Future Diary, a anime that came out in 2011. A questionable good anime, if I can say so myself. It's not the greatest, but I believe it's an experience anyone has to try out for one time.
I see what you mean, and I'm with you, but I'm against you at the same time. I'm still sitting on the fence about this show, whether it's jam up or jam down.
Well, if it's up or down, that's your opinion. Today, we will be talking about a little of the story. We're not going to talk about the M. Night Shyamalan twisty turnies that they have in this anime, but we'll talk about it. Maybe you get interested about it. You might want to try it out, because this story is about one kid in middle school.
Little 14-year-old brat.
Named Yukitaro Amano.
Yukitaro, he's kind of selfish. He keeps a little diary in his cell phone, his little flip phone. And
his Nokia flip phone.
His diary seems to really only talk about things he observes all day long. He seems like he wants to be impartial in his own diary, so it seems like it's not from him, but it's totally from him. And it's like all the things he sees and experiences, but it's supposed to. He's a jerk.
And kind of a bitch. He kind of reminds Gadolfi of a Uchiha, but
a specific Uchiha.
We're not going to say which one.
It's a very specific Uchiha.
So the story goes that Yukitaro Amano has this diary, and he has a special friend named Deus Ex Machina, the god of time and space.
You know what that means? Like what a Deus Ex Machina is? No. It's like literally the gods reach down from heaven to help you. Or like in modern storytelling, it's like running into an abandoned building. You're running away from a monster, and suddenly there's a rocket launcher in the building. The gods just drop down a rocket launcher for you. Here you go.
Well, that's really good. Good luck right there.
Yeah, it's a Deus Ex Machina.
So Yuki, short nickname for people to say in the show, he thinks Deus Ex Machina is a figment of his imagination. Well, he's wrong. This man right here, or God, gives Yukitaro Amano a special phone. Well, his phone, but a special feature. It's like an app that only a certain few people can have. It tells the future, and he thinks he's the only one. So, at the beginning of the story, Yuki gets this special ability, sees into the future. He has a couple free days of odd coincidences from his diary, because his diary tells him 15-minute intervals of the future. He thinks he's the only one there. This special app or ability Yuki gets comes at a price. Later on in the week, he meets another diary user, a very crazy, deranged.
I ain't gonna let you sit here and just drag her name through the mud like that.
If that bitch was in the dark alley, I'd never.
You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. All right. So we got the most popular girl in school. She's smart. She's responsible. She's charming. And Yuki kind of sort of has a little crush on the girl. It turns out the little pink-haired thing is also a diary user.
Yeah, everyone else looks so normal, and the pink-haired girl, like, these people in this show, the main characters are like the main characters. There's no like, oh, he's just.
I mean, Yuki doesn't stand out.
It's the
It's the hat. It's the beanie. He wears an orange beanie when no one else does.
When he turned to that white one, that looked nice. All right, let's get to it. All right. So who we're talking about, because Godolphy wants to be so nice to this person, but I don't think she deserves it in day anything at all.
They put some spec on her name.
Her name is Yuno Gasai.
That's
and
right.
she is going to be the trouble to Yuki's game thing. So Yuno tells Yuki that he's not the only diary user, and Yuki gets a dead end, which dead end in this show means you're going to die. There's a timestamp on your life and you're dead. They meet one of the other diary users. They kill him. He was a poopity poo. He was garbage. There was nothing really needed to tell about him. He was Jason. He was just the average serial killer.
He was a serial killer. They called him Third, and he looked like he was gonna do some damage. But this is when we kind of find out how this game works out. During the battle against Third and Yuki and Yuno, she's trying to save him. You know, he's trying to kill them. And it was kind of established earlier on that Yuki is actually pretty good with his darts. Pretty all right with them. Well, today he uses his dart and he's going to throw one at Third. Well, Third stupidly uses his cell phone to block the shot. Well, the dart busts through the cell phone and breaks the phone. This is also where we kind of learn that the cell phone is attached to said user. Each of the future diaries is attached to the user in a very unique way. Because once that phone is busted, it's almost like a black hole opened up and just sucked in Third. Just turned him into ribbons and then just brought him on in.
That must have sucked.
That looked like it, like he got flushed.
It looked like his body just it. Well, just to say, Yuki is fucking terrified, like he usually is, because he's a baby back bitch. And him and Yuno go to, or actually, Yuki goes to Deus and says, "What the fuck? Why is this happening?" Deus tells Yuki the truth, pulls the wool from over his eyes. This is a game to crown a new god of creation, time and space, pretty much taking Deus's job. Deus is dying. So he has picked a certain few 12 diary users, 11 now, technically. Each of them from different walks of life.
Different backgrounds.
Right.
Each of them a different type of skill set, different ages, different beliefs. But each of them they have a neuroticness to them that they would keep, the diaries that they would keep. It's not about keeping a diary, but it's about like the way they keep their diaries. They are all very obsessive about their diaries, each of these people. And each person, for some reason, seems to be a good candidate to Deus to take over his spot. Maybe it's some of their ability to spot detail or to have an understanding of another human with human compassion, whether it be love, whether it be war, whether it be sacrifice. Each of these people brings something that is compatible with the role of creation. And he's pretty much looking for someone to take over out of this little group of 12.
And the group of 12, there is Yuki first, Yuno second.
Mm-hmm.
Third is the guy that Yuki stabbed in his phone, which is, like I said, and he's garbage. If he was anything, he was like the first boss in an RPG.
Like your first battle.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So fourth is a higher ranked main character. He is a detective, a homicide detective.
Right.
In fact, his name is Kurisu. Kurisu.
Kurisu. Yep.
He tells Yuki that he will take care of him. For now. because everyone has to die except one person. Alliances will fall and allies will be gained.
Oh yeah, this is a very backstabby game. This isn't because everybody knows they have to kill each other and only one person can live. You know, there can only be one. Highlander rules. You would kind of think that it would just kind of be all out chaos, but it becomes more of a game like espionage and using your political power and using your charm and your wit. It wasn't just so much about just bulldozing your way through the game.
Like did.
You gonna quit? You gonna quit? You gonna goddamn
it's
quit?
It's either stab or not stab.
We gonna get there. You know what?
Like,
Hold on.
We're
almost to a point where we can freely speak about this. Let's set this up just a smidgen bit more.
Can I get the rest of the
yeah?
The
That's what I'm getting at. Okay. Go ahead.
Continuing on with the diary users, just putting the playing field out there. 5th is Ryusuke Hoji. He is a child from. He's a super prodigy. He's a hyper brain. He's, for his age, he's really, we're just trying to get to, he's a very smart kid that went down a dark path.
Mega mind ass.
6th is a leader of a cult. I'm thinking it's a religious cult or a sex cult.
All cults are religious and sexual. All of them. Every cult in every existence in every universe is a religious sexual cult.
I'm not going to try to say the first name, but Tatsubaki. That's her name. 7th, because Godolphy wants to say sevens. It's
7 and 7.
It's 7th.
It's like the drink, bro. 7 and 7.
7th is Marco Ikusabi and Ai Mikami.
So that's 7 and 7. They're the couple, the lovebirds, the tag team duo, the motherfucking ace in the hole.
They're not that ace in the hole, but they're the fucking shit, though.
They're the bees, motherfucking knees. They're the tag team champions of the world.
8 is a orphanage. She's a guardian in an orphanage. She's the nicest, sweetest lady. To me, I don't believe she wasn't supposed to be in this game.
So we ain't gonna talk about how she looked like Toad from the Mario Brothers?
Man, don't talk about like that.
Her head big as a bitch, son.
So I want to get this straight. You know how we were talking about the exposition at the end of the so in this show, in anime, some animation or some anime will have like an ending credit scene. I really don't look at the end credits a lot. I just go to the next episode. Well, Godolphy said, "Hey, dumbass, fucking watch this shit." Future Diary felt like giving you exposition about every diary user, so you wouldn't be like, "How the fuck is this happening?" in the show.
Yeah, you got a little extra in the background.
Not all the ending credit scenes actually made any sense. Sometimes, like in the bunny suit and girl was like up and down. That was nothing. That
was real though.
But that was a nothing. That was a nothing thing.
But it was real.
Continuing on. 8th is a cartoon character. Like an actual cartoon character. Like there's like anime and then there's like a cartoon character.
She's like a chibi version of everybody else.
She's what's the girl's name from Dragon Ball?
Baba?
No, the girl.
Arale.
Mm. She's pretty much Arale. Because in the exposition part of the ending credits, she got tripped up and the T didn't fall. How? Even Murmur was wondering how the tea didn't even fall. She understood her.
So she was carrying a tray of tea and was getting ready to go down some stairs and was tripped by a little angel. And the little angel that tripped her assumed the big-headed woman was going to fall and bust her shit. Well, instead, this big-headed woman apparently is half ninja, and she just simply floated forward, did a roll in the midair, and landed absolutely perfectly without a drop of tea out of place.
8th is also named Kamado Yoshida.
Kamado Big Head Bitch.
And then we're going to talk about 9th. Oh, 9th. The Escape Diary. The terrorist. The best partner in crime you could ever have.
The baddest of the bad.
Man, wall-eyed woman. Man, she looked funny with the wall.
It should have been her show.
It shouldn't have been her show.
This should have been her show.
She is completely fine where she's at. Like she's she's the best.
I would have appreciated watching this entire show from her point of view versus, yeah.
Mimini Aru.
10th?
That's 9th. That's just her name.
Number 9. Oh. She's 9th.
She can be technically 9th.
She'll be 9th.
She's just 9th. Good.
It's like what you call her the whole time. Like no one ever said her name for real. So I've like twice.
I'm not even gonna try to do the dog breeder, but 10th is a dog breeder that took his dogs and made them into, would you call them robot dogs?
No, they're like the most elite dogs you've ever met in your life. They all wear like fucking tactical dog collars with communicators and fucking wristwatch. They're Johnny Quest with 4 legs. These motherfuckers are spy kids, but they can bark. These are like the coolest fucking dogs on the planet. Like they take orders like in packs and units, and it's like Unit A or fucking Unit Alpha, Unit Bravo. They are amazing animals.
I'll give respect on that because they
and they're not like violence driven either. Like they're well fed, they're taken care of.
They're just trained to do that.
Very well trained animals.
Well, 10th is a dog breeder that's a serial killer, possibly a family wrecker. I think he killed his wife, but that might just be my assumption.
Apparently, that's a big theme in this show: killing your wife.
Killing a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of wives getting killed by husbands in this show.
A lot of parents getting killed in that show.
A lot of parents getting done the fuck up.
All right. So 11th is the mayor of the city.
Yep, Mayor of Sakurami.
John Brackus. Ain't that the whitest name in a damn show?
And, long story short, John Brackus essentially assisted in helping this game get started. I
think he had a prototype.
He pitched a really cool idea to the god of time and space.
And the god of time and space said, okay,
bet.
We can try it.
Let's do it.
In 12th, I'm just going to say he is Deadpool for like 2 episodes.
He's the Great Saiyaman, Steve.
He's
if Great Saiyaman and fucking Mysterio from Spider-Man got together and made a costume. Like, he has got to be one of the wackest looking fucking characters they have ever made. Really, Steve? Really?
Yeah. Man, he is the vigilante for justice.
Hercule Satan to beat his ass.
He probably would, but fuck it. Hey, man, I don't care.
Hercule Satan!
12 was the shit.
No, he wasn't.
9th was the shit.
That's why he didn't get past the 6th episode.
And the 7th was the fucking shit. Now that we got the playing field all out the way, now, I just want to bring up, fuck Yuno, fuck the mayor, and fuck 8. Why'd she have to team up with him?
So, fuck first, Yuki Amano, our main character. Throughout this series, a lot of times a main character grows, and you get to see him grow. And every time you got to see him take a step forward, he took 15 steps backwards. Every time. He never really meant anything he said or did. He was very
floaty.
He was very floaty and really wouldn't make a decision about nothing.
Didn't they call him a wallflower at the beginning of the show?
No, they called him a pussy is what they called him.
They called him a wallflower.
They called him a big, fat
wallflower.
Kitty cat.
Wallflower.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
I can accept what you're saying, and I can even agree with what you're saying, because like you can see him grow throughout the show. He finally started growing, honestly, was probably about episode 15.
After he found out about his parents?
No, when fucking 7 fucking, who the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
He still did.
That Pompadour was shit.
That was one of the coolest pompadour fedoras ever.
You know, I was thinking about the whole time.
Cool bar.
Cool bar.
Why
I was thinking about
Why wouldn't you?
All right. So, all right. Like I said in the beginning, I believe whoever is listening to this needs to watch it for themselves. This is an experience for the whole family to watch.
This is not for the
this
family.
whole family. This is not for the whole family.
This is not for the family.
But this is a very much a really good experience. I believe in it. But we are going to start talking about some moments, but we're not going to shed the light on everything because there are some moments in this show where you can't ruin the twist. You can't say you see dead people.
Right. I'm not going to, I don't want to ruin the twist. I do want to leave this up for your people's interpretation. However, there's a lot of kills in this show. High body count. Very high body count. And you're going to put some respect on her name.
Who the fuck is that?
Because she's got 90% of the body count.
Yeah, because it's either...
she's a fucking gangster.
Gangster. Yuki really needs to have like a sticker or a name tag that says stab or not stab. And if the bitch doesn't see stab or not stab, she's stabbing.
Okay.
That bitch will only...
Okay. I'm not even going to let you go too much further into that. Nobody that she ever tried to stab didn't have it coming. Everybody that she wanted to stab was trying to kill her man.
And that's all she was worried about.
That's all she was worried about was her man. That's the end all. Even though she was involved in this weird, wacky game, she was concerned about her motherfucking man. Every time she tried to stab a motherfucker, she tried to tell her little goof ass man, hey, let me stab this motherfucker. They gonna try to kill you. No, this person's friendly. I don't understand why you always try to kill people that like me. Gee, I don't know. Probably because since Thursday, everybody you've met's been trying to fucking kill you. Well, what about the friends at school? They tried to kill you. Well, what about the teacher? He tried to kill you. Well, what about the pretty girl with the purple hair? She tried to blow you up at school. What? Everybody you've met. And which leads me to this. Why is everybody after Yuki? Why, how come 9th didn't take out 12th? How come how come 6 didn't take out fucking 3? How come, you know what I mean? Like, how come
story got a story?
These people, where it was every time you turn around, it was like, well, we'll just use Yuki to find the people we want. We'll fucking kill his ass too. Already. How come 7 and 7 went after Yuki and didn't go after 9?
Maybe they thought Yuki was like a lost fawn. Like he wasn't that powerful.
So
maybe
let's put it. Okay, right. This takes place over the course of a few months, doesn't it?
It goes from I think April to July.
April to July. So okay,
something like that.
3-4 months, something like that. 3 months. How come during the time, like say, okay, 3rd was after Yuki, right? The game had just got announced. Why wasn't 12 on somebody's ass already? Why wasn't 9th on somebody else's ass already? Like they kept using Yuki as an excuse to state they were going to get somebody, but they did. But Yuki and fucking killed everybody.
Well, 9th did go after somebody. She went after 3rd, and 3rd scared her off.
Right.
That was when she met her love man, her man.
So okay, one time it did happen. My bad. Okay, so not never, but the one time.
Hey, I changed it.
But it still doesn't change it. It still doesn't change that like everybody was after Yuki. 1st and 2nd were like the main part. I don't understand.
They're the main characters.
But what the fuck was everybody else doing? Was everybody else just sitting on their ass, motherfucking jerking their meat, and just being like, oh, okay, I'm wait for somebody else to die?
Well, I think the mayor was waiting for a lot more things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was
The mayor had a plan.
I think he was waiting back.
But what about everybody else?
All right.
8th didn't do shit. Fucking 7 and 7 weren't doing shit until who died?
I told you, 8th I feel like was not supposed to be in the game, but she was the server diary, so she was giving all the future diaries to her orphan children, the orphans, and they wanted to play the game. It wasn't really her; she was just being the server. 7, I don't know. Maybe
I just feel like they wasted so much time just showing us and Yuki's bullshit.
This is the main story.
We could have seen what other people's lives had no impact unless they were involved directly with Yuki and like none of the other players had carried any weight with them outside of Yuno and Yuki.
That's a name right there. Uni. Was that like a uni?
Kahune. But yeah, I was just kind of like curious what you thought about that. Like, how come it just is it just movies got a movie?
Well, I'll say this, and yes, and maybe I've heard researching this show. It's either people hate it or love it. Mm-hmm. And they've said a lot of the writers, like you said earlier, and it's kind of true, they had a lot of ideas, and it was kind of like throwing shit at a wall, seeing what stuck. And maybe they went a little too far on just flushing out 2 characters, like 2 big main characters, and they did. But maybe they left a lot on the chopping room floor with at least explain, like, they had a great idea. Like what you said, the ending credits, how they said it was a exposition thing at the end of this episode. Why couldn't it have been like a couple episodes? There was 26, and like I told you off the air, 4 of them could have been non-existent.
I think a lot of those episodes could have been non-existent, or at least the perspective shifted for 5 episodes. 5 out of the 26, if we could have had a perspective from somebody else's situation, somebody else's game, while they're playing it, I think that would have been great to have. I think it would have been awesome to see maybe the dog guy, or maybe to see what fucking Justice League Now was doing before his stupid ass got mollywopped.
All right, let's see what. Okay, the only interesting person I can see in this whole
7 and 7
11 characters, because 3rd like fucking died the first episode. 9th, 5th, and that's about it. Like 8th didn't seem too interesting for me. Maybe that's okay. Maybe this is the writers not having enough detail to tell a story that complex, and they had like how you have like tunnel vision in a show or an idea, and you only see that. You make some of the characters seem very like 2D, like not real emotions. They're more of like a prop than an actual story or a story element.
Which is interesting because like what you just said about like the characters are 2D, 2-dimensional. I feel like the love they were trying to get you to understand between our 1st and 2nd, the love I feel like that was so forced and so toxic. Like then I think you needed it to be toxic, but I don't think by the end of the series that the writers believe what they did was toxic. I think that they believed wholeheartedly what they did was good.
So what you're saying is
like this is what love is.
They wanted you to see how toxic love can get, and they tried to make a love story at the end of it.
I think they tried to gaslight us into believing in that love story, which is strange because you have 7 and 7.
You even have Ninth and the other detective. That's like a natural love story right there.
That's a really good one. And like that, those two other love stories are wonderful. They're really good. And you get good and attached and get good into what they're doing. It's like you're not interested in Yuna, and it's like I needed one of them to do the right thing.
So you were right. The main character did take one step forward, 15 steps back, and I think I agree with you anyway. I'm fine with the main character, but I do like a main character that grows exponentially or gradually throughout the story and just doesn't act the same after they're done. I don't like a bitchy protagonist. I don't. So it was kind of hard to be in Yuki's corner throughout the whole story. Like we're bringing it up again, but 7 Marco definitely put some fucking sand in his nuts and said, "Hey man, either be a man or stop being a little pussy, or be a man or be a fucking pussy and die. Just break your phone and get the fuck out."
Because you ain't got the stones for this shit.
He grew just a little bit, and that's all right. And that's the thing is, do you believe the main character always has to have like growth? Does have to have growth, or does this show you that growth really isn't the main thing?
I believe that the character should grow one way or the other. And the way I define this is, either you grow into a better person or you fall into a worse person. Like, to see an actual change in this human being that you can quantify. When it comes to Yukiteru Amino, I don't think he learned any fucking lessons. I don't think he learned anything. I don't think he had any real understanding of what his consequences were. I don't really believe he truly came to terms with everything. I think he just sat in a puddle of darkness and cried for 10,000 years.
He probably did. I'm just surprised how slow 10,000 years were to the. We're not going to get into that. Do you think Yuki actually really had friends? Mao.
I think his little group of 3. I think Hinata, Mao, and his bully kid. I think those people. Kosuke? I think those people. Kosuke Kick. I think those people would have been his friends, outside of this game situation they were in. Like if he didn't have to deal with Psycho Stalker Girl.
She was writing "die" in sand right beside them, hanging out.
Yeah, like if he, but she had a reason. She had a reason. See, again, like, and it wasn't really so much about them. She was concerned about Hinata because Hinata was fly. She was athletic. She was charismatic. She was super easy to talk to. And Yuki had no problem abandoning their plans to walk home together to go hang out with Hinata and these other people. So, like, and she also knew in her heart of hearts that Hinata was going to try to kill him. And guess what?
She was right. But that doesn't give her the right to fucking do what she did. That's all I have to say. But you're going to skip over the 4th friend? The best one? With the purple eyes?
Detective Kid.
Aru Akasai.
Akasai. He's actually one of the best characters in the show as well. He's fun. He's clever. His dialogue is like fucking flawless. Like Kid delivers everything he says, even when he's in a panic. Smooth as peanut butter.
Yeah, this man was playing with Yuki's life and was like, we'll wing it. It's okay.
Come on, let's flip a coin, Bo.
Like
playing around and shit.
He made Yuki like, oh, am I gay?
Like he was a very cool character.
cool twist when you find out what the twist is.
Oh yeah, like when you get the twist on top of the twist with the sundae in it. That's I ain't gonna lie, they throw in some pretty good twists. I wish this could have been organized a little bit better. It almost seems like it was scatterbrained the way this was all put together. And then it finally all came together like it did at the very. It didn't leave you out there like, what the fuck. It gave you enough to go, okay, I get what you're saying here. You walk away with a lot of characters you'll like, and you'll probably remember for a while. I'm gonna remember 7 and 7 for quite a while. Like those two,
Well,
best couple.
we keep on talking about. We're gonna get this. We're just gonna get it now because we've been talking about it so much. 7 and 7. 7. I don't know why Gaddafi gotta make them two different things. They are.
They introduced themselves as 7.
They are the.
He said, I'm 7, and she goes, and I'm also 7. They are 7 and 7.
Oh, they 7. They are, to be honest, how much they love each other, they are literally one person. These two lovebirds are just trying to. What is their goal? Even if they win,
They're just gonna
say
rule the world as gods and goddess. Like they're probably gonna make a world of love.
it's a world of love.
Probably. I mean, shit. Probably it's gonna be rainbows, sunshines, and cherubs all over the place.
So how you meet these two lovely people? Yuki is, how they say, on the downswing with Yuno.
Mm-hmm.
And these two diary users are trying to take Yuki's phone to find out the future, to win the game, do all this bullshit. Whoop-de-fucking do. When Yuki is using Yuno, but he's utilizing her, 7th Marco grabs this man up, says, if there's a burning building, or if your woman is about to get shot or stabbed, you better jump in front of that bullet or get stabbed by that knife. And if you don't believe that, you're a piece of shit. And throws him into a fucking fire. Throws him into the fire. Like, he ain't shit. And 7 can do that because he is the shit. Their boss fight was the best. They're in Sakurame Tower. 7 and 7 were getting married. They had a great, sad, great backstory that was shown at the very beginning before the credits rolled. All I'm going to say is that was a beautiful moment. Gaddafi.
The story with 7 and 7, you can really feel that. After you know what it is, you kind of feel that thumping through your chest. Those of you who have, maybe experienced something similar, you could. That was pretty. That captured the feel of a prideful man who couldn't protect his woman. That captured that very well. And then they just turned right around and fucking ruined it. They turned right the fuck around and ruined it.
So how they ruined it?
I don't want to talk specifically about how they ruined it, like, all the details, but what I will do is this. Sometimes you have a moment that's deep and touching and maybe it hurts, something you kind of sit and think about. And the very last thing that they need to put in your face while something tragic and hurtful is happening to you or happening in your heart, the very last thing you need directly in your face is a set of titties. And I don't mean titties with the cleavage. I mean straight up abused titties. Couldn't wait to put that in your face. 14-year-old titties at that. Couldn't wait to show that to you. Just as a heads up, anytime there's nudity in this show, quite frankly, I think it's extremely useless in this particular show. And I think it's gaudy is the word I think we're looking for. It is
Honestly, nasty.
It's kind of like it's very tasteless. They do some very harsh moments and some very hard moments to see in a very beautifully directed way. They really do. But when they decide to show nudity, they're just like fucking teenage boys and titties. There's some titties, you see them titties.
So-
There's titties.
So pretty much what you're saying is all the rest of this part is like beautiful, and then it goes to porn.
It doesn't go to porn. It never goes to.
Nope. What I'm meaning
It
is
hits kind of Goblin Slayer levels
what
of.
what I'm meaning.
Meh.
Let me explain a little better. You know how like a movie is shot very beautifully, how it's shot very well. You see all the taste that they put into it, and then how porn's made.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened here. It was almost like we had two different directors, and one of them was somebody's teenage son. And it was like, I can put titties in this. You don't mind? Okay.
You said it right, but it's just like a better way of saying just like you have like the Titanic and then backdoor women too.
Fucking Girls Gone Wild, New Orleans.
But yeah, 7 and 7. If you ever get to watch this show, just watch out. And when they show up fast and quick, and they leave.
I mean, it happens with 6 also, and then it happens with 6 and
But
and then like in a couple of the behind the credit scenes, it happens with Hinata and Mao
and Marco.
What happened with Marco in the shower? When you got to see
that was too much ass.
When you got to see the shadow of his ball sack.
That was too much.
You know what? I feel like we deserved it.
It was like you see so much titties.
I felt like we deserved it.
You get to see ass now.
Get to see the shadow of his ball sack. Have that, motherfucker. Like I felt like we deserved it. Because
I'm just gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it was not very good to have this because, first of all, they're middle schoolers, but it is anime, so I guess it's an M rated anime or rated R anime, so they're gonna have this bullshit. But
you know how like when the new movies came out, like the first one was pretty good, and then like the second one came out, and it was like, so we're gonna have like a shit ton of cussing in this one, just because we're adults and it's a rated R movie and we're allowed to say fuck 100 million times.
Fuck.
That was like I bet you IMDb has the number on there, but I bet you that word was like fucking said like a million fucking times. Just fucking fuck, oh fuck, fucking shit, fuck, motherfucker, oh fuck.
I bet you the person that said it most was Bill Hader.
I probably. But the reason why I bring that up is like that's what it felt like when they would decide to use nudity. And I'm not against nudity in any medium. I just don't think it fits. You know what I mean? Like there are just moments where like it doesn't fit. It's like why? Why am I seeing in the shower right now? What's the point of that? Those same thoughts she's having in the shower are rather appropriate while getting out of the shower and drying your hair. It's not like she was having shower thoughts. She's just in the fucking shower. Some people just do things just to do it, and it kind of can get annoying. But besides all of that, I had a lot of fun with this show. I thought there was a lot of moments that actually really made me laugh. It's not anything that I would say that like you should never watch again. I'm just kind of on the fence whether I care to watch it again or not. I had a good time with it. I get the picture. I see what you were trying to do. I see what you can do. And I saw your flaws. Maybe one day I'll run into another one of your shows and be like, damn, this kind of reminds me of, oh shit, you did better this time. Awesome. But besides that.
Well, if you ever see Kawagawa video, that's who they did.
Oh, okay.
That's who did it.
That's who they did. Got you.
That's who they did. Yeah, they did a lot of them. So you were just talking about moments. Well, there are moments in this show that will always stay in my head. And the biggest one is when Yuno looks at Yuki in the mailbox slot.
Oh yeah,
After
that shit was like Daffy Duck levels of fucking weird. When like her eyes were like Daffy Duck could shoot his eyes through the door, you know? It felt like she was about to do that. Like she's about to stab him through the door with her eyeballs.
ugh,
I liked finding out her mystery. Like what the fuck all was going on there. That's what truly kept me engaged most of the show. Cause
so what you're saying is Yuno to you is the most interesting person in the show.
absolutely. Yuno is the jam. She's not wrong for like any fucking thing she did except for that one thing. She's kind of wrong for that, but at the same time, she wasn't really. Sometimes you gotta
She
lock
was
them up.
wrong.
Sometimes you gotta put a motherfucker in a cage to protect them.
She was wrong.
I'm just saying.
A liquid gold certification. She was fucking wrong.
She was not wrong.
That
There was a lot she was not wrong about. There was an absolute lot. And then like to find out how her parents did her. She turned out remarkably normal considering.
what happened with that? Completely fair. Completely fair.
Yeah.
What she did afterwards,
Super fucking fair.
Uh,
Super fucking fair.
mm,
Every move she made was fair. Every move. Everything she did was fair. Now, Murmur's involvement in some of this,
sound like it was cheating.
Murmur was cheating. Murmur was cheating her fucking ass off. But not really. Not really. Because Murmur was just serving her god.
Pretty much got your fix. You feel
I
like
ain't got my fix
you-
yet.
you feel
Hold
like-
on.
you
I ain't
feel-
got my
you feel like
Here.
you feel like
Here. Let me
Yuno's
give you the fix. Let me give you the
feel like
no.
Yuno's a
Let me
fucking
give you
thing.
the fucking fix, all right?
well,
Let me go over here and explain. I'm over here trying to be coy about this. Let me explain to you why is the motherfucking bee's knees, all right? First of all, we've already went over how plum adorable she is. Damn it, she's a cute little kid. Then, how many 14-year-olds do you know, besides your Jiro Hanuma, that are willing to just chop motherfuckers in half? She didn't care if you were an adult, if you were a child, if you were the fucking senior citizen, if your head was bigger than your fucking body, if you were a blind whore, if you were a fucking a blind Power Ranger. She didn't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck what you thought you might have been. If Deus Ex Machina would have joined that fucking game, she'd have sliced his fucking head off too. If she came through with the fucking come through every chance she got, motherfucker, she knew how to use a gun, she knew how to use a crossbow, she knew how to throw a knife. When did she learn these skills? Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Sometime when she was locked up in her little playpen. Yuno was amazing. Miss Gasai, when she best kill from Gasai has to be between 5th and 11.
It's 11.
Because 5th was fucking hilarious. Like,
It was not.
when have you ever seen in anything, a toddler stab through his coloring book and his chest at the same time with his little coloring book just hanging up there on his little stupid ass body? When have you ever seen anything that fucking hilarious? He had the big stupid rosy cheeks and was over here fucking, I'm smarter than you. I'm so fucking smart. I'm the smartest fucking thing in the world. Look, I'm Professor X. I'm so...
You can't stop love.
And I mean, essentially the same thing happened to fucking 11.
No.
Oh, you can't stop me. I've outsmarted you. I'm so fucking smart. My goddamn book is the best book you've ever seen. My book. I'm gonna hide in my motherfucking chamber room, and you can't never get me in my chamber of secrets. And then, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I'm just saying, like, no, I would have loved to have seen 7 and 7 kill, but because this is the
The Yuki show.
The Yuki show.
Not even the Uno show, it's the Yuki show.
Where literal Deus Ex Machina came down to a system.
Hey, he made a bet with Murmur, and he was like, I'm gonna win this bet.
After he stuffed his hand in that bitch's body.
Oh, yeah.
He fisted the shit out of her.
Well, I don't want to get too far into it. I feel like I've said it multiple times throughout this thing. Check it out for yourself. Not 10 out of 10. I'd say 7.5.
This does not come anywhere near my worst anime list. For those of you out there going, horrible, worst thing ever, this is terrible. Go watch Chrome Shell Regios. Come back and talk to me. Go watch Chrome Shell Regios. And come on back here and tell me about how bad Future Diary was again. Because Future Diary was a fucking riot. It was a hoot. There's plenty of things I loved, plenty of things I kind of care less about. And there was a little bit of convolution going on, some goofy storytelling ideas, I think. Like you said, they just, threw shit to the wall, saw what stuck. But besides that, it was a fun show. I think it took a risk. To my understanding, there are other shows out there like this that are like a Game of Death ordeal, which makes me think we need to watch Battle Royale soon.
Battle Royale.
We've talked about this before once. It's like Game of Thrones, but it's what Game of Thrones copied. It's a Japanese property. Long story short, kids are fucking up in school, and not just their grades, but like their discipline and shit. So the the country of Japan has started issuing a like a battle royal ordeal, where they take a bunch of kids getting ready to move on to the next grade and take them on like one little summer trip, take them to this like school out in the middle of this island, and essentially give them all backpacks. Each backpack has rations and things like that, and one weapon. And only one child is allowed to survive. They have bomb collars around their necks.
This is an anime or a thing?
This is a live action.
So it's Condemned.
This is fucking good.
It's Condemned.
No. Condemned copied this also. No. See, you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Battle Royale came first. Battle Royale is the Kaneko man in this situation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening today. Future Diaries. You can find it on nefarious websites, Crunchyroll, Hulu.
It's not on Hulu.
Not on Hulu?
It's not on. Fuck you. It's not on Hulu.
Oh, well. Nefarious websites, and I definitely know it's Crunchyroll because I watched it on Crunchyroll. Guys, comment down below if you've seen this show before. If you haven't, check it out. If you have, tell us what you feel. All the support you guys give us will be greatly appreciated. Like, share, and subscribe. We're at the Fighting Couch Potatoes. I'm Liquid Gold Steve.
And I'm Kadolfi Crush. And I'm here to tell you, trust the pink-haired girl when she tell you to stab that motherfucker in the neck.
Don't ever trust her.
You stay classy. And thanks for stopping by.
Was that bad?
No, it was fucking amazing. Stab his ass.